You have highly educated people in government, but they behave like illiterates. They forget their education behind. When you talk about praise singing, why would a man who is an educated man, an accomplished man, why would he be a praise singer to anyone? Why would he not be able to face his boss and say, Oga, we're not doing that, this is the truth? And why would a person in authority not have the confidence to listen to those around him and take criticism? Okay. So you've got people who are supposed to be the representatives of the values of society. By the time you become a governor, honestly, you should be beyond looking for money. You have been given an opportunity to take care of the lives of millions of people, to educate children, to save lives, to provide health care, to build infrastructure. All you are thinking of is a car, a house. I mean, are you that cheap? Or some bank account, and you see them, and at the end of the day they leave office. After a few years they die, and the children are fighting over the money. Then they get the money, and then they go on drugs, and everything is wasted. That money would have been better spent educating millions of young people and saving lives. So if we really want to fix this country, we need to have a class. The ruling class needs to have values. Values beyond stomach infrastructure. If Nigerians had allowed the Jonathan government to remove the subsidy in 2011, that would have been pain. But that pain would have been a very, very tiny fraction of what we are facing today. This is the cost of delay. At that time, we worked out the numbers in the central bank, and I stood up and put my credibility on the line and said, remove the subsidy today, inflation moves up from 11% to 13%. I will bring it down in a year. We will not have had 30-something% inflation. Okay? That was where we were. Now, people like my friend Kaide Fayemi here and his APC friends had Occupy Nigeria, came out on the streets, told us we could not do it. And I remember calling one of my friends. And this is, we should talk about these things because it's important. There's a kind of poetic justice. That it is actually the people who led the Occupy Nigeria movement who ended up seeing the problem, inheriting the problem, and having to do it. And I remember calling one of my friends at that time and said, look, one of my closest friends, saying, you know that what we're doing is right. He said, yes, I know. I said, why? He said, well, I'm in opposition. My job is to make the government look bad. You know, you are the governor of central bank, you go and defend your government. Just politics. And you know, the only reason the government compromised at that time, maybe we should know this, the only reason the government compromised and did 50% not 100% was Boko Haram. Because there were thousands of Nigerians on the streets in Lagos and Kano and Kaduna and all that. At the time when we had suicide bombers in the country, and there was a fear, if one day one of these suicide bombers goes to these Nigerians and explodes the bomb and you have 200 corpses, it will no longer be about subsidy. So you have to give President Jonathan the credit. He was determined to do it, but at the end of the day, the compromise was made, okay, to save Nigerian lives. Where the problem is what Atedo has mentioned, is the expenditure side.
Yes.
Okay, the quality of spending. And some of these things, we've got to be honest with ourselves. Look, why do we need 48 ministers? Why do we need dozens of vehicles when we're moving around in convoys or traveling all over the country? I would go along with Atedo and say you've got to look at overheads. You've got to look at things like your contract processing, procurement process, okay? There's still questions about inflated contracts. There are questions about transparency. There are questions, all this money is coming into the federal, and this at federal, state, and local level, there are serious questions about how the money that is being raised is being used. And the arithmetic is simple. If you stop paying subsidy, why are we still borrowing more? Because if you've filled a hole, we should have the revenue to fund expenditure. But we filling one hole and digging a bigger hole. So this government needs to look at institutions. It needs to look at the quality of spending. It needs to understand that if you keep making more money and keep blowing it away, you're going to undo what you have done.
If you don't know, I beg you, know this now. Tinubu is more the cause of your problem that you're going through right now. If you're a Nigerian that is living in Nigeria, Tinubu is more the cause of your problems than all of the witches and wizards and all your village people and the devil combined. Tinubu is more the cause of your problem. And the earlier you know this, the better it will be for you. Why? Because the earlier you know this, the earlier you will find the solution. And when you implement the solution, your problem will be solved. I'll prove it to you that Tinubu is the cause of your problem in this video. In fact, by the time I am done, you will agree with me that there should be a law. There should be a law that we should stop blaming witches and wizards in the village or even the devil for the problems that Nigerians have. We should stop it. Anybody who comes to tell you that, oh, your business is not moving, you are 40 years, you are not married, you are married for 10 years, no children, you are graduate now for 10 years, no job. In fact, the only jobs that are available, you are doing POS business, business is not moving, you can't pay your bills, you are sick, you are afraid to go to the hospital because you don't have money to do that. The healthcare system is horrible. They say they have fixed it, but they cannot use it themselves. The politicians now. You want to travel to your village, problem. You're afraid that you might be kidnapped or that there might be an accident because of bad roads or that the cost of traveling is simply too expensive, you can't afford it. Whatever the problem you're facing now, anybody that tells you that it is the devil or one altar in your village, that person should be charged to court and prosecuted and sent to jail. By the end of this video, it will be clear. These are the problems you have. You have a lady that is 40, she's not married. And then somehow, somebody tells her that her problem is one old woman or one old man in her village that has vowed that over her dead body she will not get married. And somebody will even come and tell you, oh, it's the blood. You see, the grandfather of that lady, he was a very wicked man. He killed many innocent people. Now it is the blood of those people that are crying against the lady. That's why she's 40 years old and she's not married. In fact, this blood one is classic. They even say it's because of the blood, innocent blood that was shed in the civil war of the Igbos and even of the Midwesterns. So it's the innocent blood that are crying out. That is that blood that is responsible for Nigeria not progressing. They forget to tell you that the Europeans and the Americans, they shed 10 times more blood in the First World War, in the Second World War, in the American Civil War, in the French Revolution, Russian Revolution, whatever. They shed more blood. They shed more blood. 10 times more blood than was shed in Nigerian Civil War. And I'm not trying to trivialize the lives that were lost. Far from it. That's not what I'm trying to do. But I'm just trying to put things in perspective. You see, the Americans shed more blood. How come they are still progressing? In fact, they are #1 economy in the world today. How come? In one bomb that they threw in Hiroshima and Nagasaki, they killed over 300,000 people. One. In the Second World War, Hitler was rumored to have killed over 20 million people. Today, Germany is the strongest economy in Europe. Why did the blood of those 20 million people that Hitler killed, why didn't he speak to stop the progress of Germany? The millions of people that the Allied forces, which one is Allied now? Which one is Axis? Okay, Allied is the West. The British, the Americans, the millions of lives that blood that they have shed. How come those blood are not speaking against them? They are still going on to develop even deadlier weapons. And their economy is growing. Their citizens are enjoying. Their country is working. Why? If it is blood that is speaking against the development of a country. Now, let's even forget looking at this thing at country level. At individual level, your business is not moving. Instead of thinking, why is it not working? You now believe somebody that tells you that it is one witch in your village and you need to do fasting and prayer and you need to make some sacrifice. You believe them and you do it. Has your business started moving now? Why is the business not moving? Business is not moving for business people. Business is slowing down in Nigeria. Why? Tinubu's policies. Simple. Many of you pride yourself. You say, oh, I don't want to get involved in politics. I don't want to get involved in politics. Politics will get involved with you. If you like, run. Say your own is entertainment. If you like, run. Say your own is education. Oh, you are a traditional person. You just like to face your own tribe. You are an educationist. You are a media. You are a business person. You just want to face your business. You don't want anything to do with politics. My brother, my sister, government policies are deadlier than any devil, any witches, any wizard can be. The reason why your business is not moving is because of the policies of government that has reduced the purchasing power of people. And so they don't have money to buy. Normally, some of you business people, you refuse to get involved in politics because you feel somehow it not concern you. If things hard, you go just add money for your product or your service, for your goods, you go just increase the money. It not concern you. But now you don't see, say, when you increase the money and people not get money to buy, you go they look your goods go they look you. Abi, now you can't dey complain, say business dey slow. Instead, where you go turn, look, say, why government policy be like this? Where they make my business to slow down. You can't dey believe one person where they tell you, say, now one person for your village, now they're responsible. And you know, this thing is very, very painful when you consider that the people that think like this, they are educated, some of them up to doctor level. But today, I'm here to cancel that. Your business can boom if we have a government that has the right policy. Many times you think that we just want to criticize Tinubu for the sake of criticizing him. No. Tinubu represents a group of people that, in my opinion, are being blackmailed to implement policies that will make Nigeria a slave. How will Nigeria be a slave in this 21st century? Anytime Nigeria is a consumption economy, in fact, any consumption economy, go and check it, they are slave economies. They will force you to borrow. Have you forgotten? They say that the borrower is a servant to the lender. So if we are always borrowing, are we not a slave to the people from whom we borrow? They will tell us borrow. And then they will now give us a form of democracy that has been weaponized so that the system is rigged to favor only corrupt people, people that can be manipulated, people that can be blackmailed. And once that system is in place, they will now give you a system that allows for licensed critic. So if we are going to have solution to all of the problems of Nigeria, now to change government too, and the only part to that is to make sure that we force free and fair election on INEC in 2027. Forget all this story where they tell you. Imagine, even Tinubu said, they give speech. They talk, say, I am charging you, INEC, to give us free and fair election. I am charging you to maintain the integrity. Even Tinubu said, they talk. Even the new INEC chairman, Amukwito, they make promises. They don't talk now, say they want to do one AI-powered tab. AI. You know, when they first come, they go do some gra. Man are not they carried away with all these things when even INEC they talk. Because when Mahmoud first come in 2019, now the thing when he do, he first come, talk saying they bring beavers, and they bring IREV, or they go submit the result. And the first election where they first do, that was Edo election, if you not remember, when I go check. That election, everybody begin hail am. Now that one night, Obaseki win. Everybody come they happy, say yes. They defeat incumbent. That time, Obaseki, they for PDP. And then, go. And then, Buhari be president. They come say, the thing work well. Wonderful. We don't know, say, that one a preamble. Distraction. Something will go distract us. After that one, what do we see? The election started going down the line. Under the same Mahmoud Yakubu. Election will be say litigation don't drop to less than 44%. Now, as Mahmoud Yakubu leave, thing don't rise, litigation don't go 86%. Which means there's really no need for the election. Therefore, just say make court decide who will be the elected officials. Now, Amukwito don't come. Don't they give us Lamba, AI-powered tab, beavers. Now go for. They want test them now. I can guarantee you that in Anambra election, they will give you something that looks like not true. Say Soludo na go win. Then you can say, this new INEC chairman, he try you. He bring AI power tab. Now see as everything work. Other one waiting. Lamba. Wait until 2027. If we are going to have free and fair elections in Nigeria, we cannot rely solely and only on INEC. We must have our own people-powered solution. We say now we go do and we not need to depend on INEC for it. And we get them. PU Marshal go check INEC Sha. He go check Tinubu. They don't want to hear him. So they go they make caricature of PU Marshal now. But they go hear him. They don't want to hear him. They must hear him. 2027 they go hear him. So the long and short of when I talk be this. Tinubu is the cause or the source of your problem. Not be witch, not be wizard. Now Tinubu, they do you. And if you want your problem to be solved, whatever the problem is, whether health, marital, relationship, business, spiritual, whatever the problem is, if you want solution, you must make sure, say, Tinubu and APC come out for 2027. And the only way to do that one, because as you see Tinubu and APC, I not think, say, they won't give any chance for free and fair election. They don't say free and fair election, they don't get chance now. All the signs are there saying are rigging, but you see, we get hope. We get solution. The solution are PU Marshal and Vote Watch. And we need you to volunteer. If you are a sincere Nigerian, you are a honest Nigerian. We don't need everybody. The people where they benefit from the corruption under Tinubu, they're not going to want to make the corruption change. They go want to continue to enjoy that corruption so that they go use the corrupt gotten wealth to buy new car, buy new house, oppress you very well. And the way they want to be that. They not care, say, 99% of the populations are suffering. Now only 1% they enjoy. You not consign them. And that 1% plenty. That's like 2 million. Imagine say 2 million people, they buy house, they buy car. You will give the illusion, say, oh, people they enjoy now, money they in Nigeria now. But an illusion. 219 million people, they somewhere they suffer. This solution not be for those people. But if you know, say, you be genuine Nigerian, you want me Nigeria really work. You want Nigeria, because many of us now not even know how Nigeria go fit a work. We don't even know what it means to say we want a Nigeria that works. A Nigeria that works now, Nigeria will be say impunity all day. You don't need to know any big man before you get justice. You don't need to know any big man before you get work. You don't need to know any big man before you live good life. Now, so you did today. Today now, you must know big corrupt politician, either as Olosho or as a political puppet, for you to live a good life. Whether you are a business person or whether you are in private or government official, it doesn't matter. All the schools for Abuja, who be the people they pay the big school fees? Who be the people who get money to pay 5 million naira per term for one pikin? If not the person who don't thief government money. So at the end of the day, all of these people no go want talk because they are benefiting from the corruption in the system. You see comedian where they do show, he put table there, 10 million naira. Now who want pay 10 million naira for one table? Now people will be say they don't thief government money or that they work for people who don't thief government money. Now only them, you pay that kind of money. So you don't go expect those comedians to come make the system change now. You don't go pay them. So this message is not for everybody. But if you did there, you want Nigeria where be say, you don't need to know anybody to get justice. Make everything, make the system they work. We need to show them, say, the government is the people. And you need to volunteer as a polling unit marshal. Now only 600,000 now we need. The link is in the description. I believe very strongly, say 2027, forget. A new Nigeria is possible. You get it? If you don't get it, forget about it.